Hey guys, and welcome back to the Observatory. Spring is finally here, and that means we have a lot of work to do here at the Observatory. We finally have our projector installed with our planetarium here, and we've decided to tilt the dome at this degree to allow us to show videos and movies in a single direction. We're very excited about using our new planetarium projector here, made by Digitarium. It's a Theta Plus model, which if you go on their website is about $30,000. It's a fantastic piece of equipment for the price that you're paying, and it is a portable planetarium projector, meaning that we can take it not only here at the observatory, but we can also bring it to elementary schools, places like the Kitty Mew, which is a local kids discovery museum, and other places that need to do outreach astronomy. We can bring this projector with us with an inflatable dome that allows us to take it anywhere we want and show people the night sky using this projector. We're very excited about getting a team trained up on this. We have two individuals who are very experienced with operating these planetariums, and we have a whole team of volunteers who are very excited to get trained up on this thing. And soon we're going to be hosting shows every week, if not more often than that. I myself am a noob when it comes to this. I barely know what I'm doing, but I'm finally getting the hang of it, and I'm really enjoying learning how to use this projector and this planetarium. It's really cool what you can do with it. Being able to show people the night sky when it's day or night, rain or shine, this thing has you covered. We're very excited to get this thing really dialed in. We're still running into problems here and there. We don't really know how to use all of the wonderful features built into this, and I'm sure it's about 10 times more powerful than we even know what it's capable of doing. I think we've just scratched the surface. But this is a wonderful teaching tool, and we're very, very excited for this year, 2023, being the year that we can finally deploy our planetarium projector and have outreach shows happening here as well as in schools in the neighboring area. One very vital component to astrophotography is taking calibration frames for all of your equipment. This camera right here, a QHY 268M, is a fantastic 26 megapixel camera that is monochrome, made by QHY cameras, and it is designed for astrophotography. But the pictures that come straight out of it aren't perfect, and so you have to calibrate those frames with darks, flats, and dark flats to remove all of the signatures of the sensor itself, so you're left with just the perfect frame of the night sky. And so right now, I'm going through a image processing sequence that takes a multitude of dark frames at different exposure lengths, and it will save all these files on a hard drive, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to stack them later on so I have master calibration files for all of these. And what I'm doing right now is called a dark frame. So the camera is cooled down to -10 degrees, and we're taking exposures that are going to match the exposure length of the light frames that we take, aka the pictures of the stars, and then we're going to subtract the dark frame from the light frame, and that is going to remove some of the noise from the image sensor and make our picture look significantly better. We also take flat frames, which is very important, and that removes the vignetting of your imaging train. And if there's any dust motes or issues with the camera sensor that are causing darker areas or lighter areas, that will all be fixed if you take flat frames. And then finally, we take dark flat frames, which are also being taken in this sequence, and that removes the bias from your camera, which is very important as well. The bias, is another type of pattern read noise on your camera that has to be removed in order to have perfect pictures. And so all of that is being taken care of today with the dark frames and the dark flats. And then the flat frames will be taken as soon as we have a clear night where we can point the telescope up towards the sky and take sky flats. And then we will calibrate those sky flats with the dark flats, and then we will move on from there, calibrating all of our frames with these master files when we take our pictures live. On the construction side of things, I'm now standing in our server room. I have had put drywall up throughout the entire room here. We've also run some of our data cables that go throughout this room, and these tubes will also go to cable runs throughout the rest of the building. We have yet to run a lot of those. We're hoping to do those here in the next few weeks. We also have to do the drywall texturing, mudding, all that stuff to make it look nice, but that'll be done in due time. Here's our server rack. Currently it's unplugged because of all the work we've been doing in here, but as soon as we have the rest of the cables from the building pulled in through here, just the preliminary ones, we get the server rack plugged back in and we're gonna get this thing running so we're good to go again. Another thing I wanted to mention, if anyone knows how to do remote copy that is going to allow you to do live PixInsight stacking on a secondary machine on your network, please let me know, because I'm trying to learn how to do that myself, and I want to be able to take pictures from the telescope, send them directly over to a Linux-based PixInsight server here, and have it live stack the images and calibrate everything out for me, so it's not wasting up resources on the imaging machine upstairs. If any of you guys know how to do something like that, please tell me in the comments, because that is like on the top of my list right now. I'm really trying to get that figured out. So this is our control room / our library / meeting room, and it looks like an absolute mess right now. That's because we have so many projects going on that are clearing out other rooms that we just aren't able to store stuff everywhere, and this room is currently not being worked on, so that's why it's so cluttered right now. But the current plans for this room is we have these two desks here. We want to move this one right here over to here, take out this credenza that runs across this wall here, get that out, and then eventually put in an L-shaped desk over here. And this will be the main control computer for the observatory. Over here, in this wall, we will have a workstation computer for people to do photo editing, video editing, also like library database lookup kind of stuff. Just a computer that is a basic but powerful enough workstation will go here. And then the desk that's being put over here will be for our ham radio. So we do have a ham radio club that is part of our organization. They not part of our organization, but they are in our building and we work with them. I personally think ham radio is super cool, and I would love to learn how to incorporate that with the astronomy that we're doing. I think it would be really cool to start talking to other observatories through ham radio, and as well as other amateur astronomers, because I know a lot of astronomers are big fans of ham radio, and I want to see how we can do our best to incorporate that with what we're doing here at the observatory. So that's the current layout that we have designed for this room. And then finally, on this wall right here across from this meeting table, we're hoping to put up a flat screen TV, an OLED, that can display what's going on with the telescope and like the images that are currently live coming in from all of our stuff, and it can update and show a whole bunch of things. But that's the idea, is that we want to have a TV up on this wall right here that allows us to display more information. And on the computer back here, the idea is we're going to have a lot of screens for it that a few will be, high quality, high resolution monitors that are designed for photo editing. They're color calibrated. And we're going to have a lot more like smaller, cheaper ones that are designed for monitoring, weather at the observatory, solar weather, things like solar geomagnetic storms, the aurora borealis, stuff like that. We will have much better real-time tracking built into the control station we have here at the observatory. So that will allow us to do much more accurate stuff with our all-sky camera, and I can get out there with my own equipment and take wide field photos of the auroras. That's something we really want to do, because I've missed the aurora twice in a row now. We captured it on the all-sky camera, but I missed it because I was in here working or out doing something else, and I had no idea that it was going on. So that's something we hope to have here in the next month or two. It might be a little longer than that, but I'm going to start getting this room going as soon as we finish the shop and the server room out here. As you probably saw in our previous video, the telescope is back online. I'm not going to talk about it here in this video because you can go watch the one I filmed a few days ago, but check that video out to see how awesome this telescope is working now. We don't have pictures yet because we have yet to have a clear night, but that will be coming very soon. We are literally taking our calibration images for it tonight, so as soon as we have a clear night, this puppy will be rolling. When it comes to my imaging rig, I've made a couple small but significant changes that would be hard to notice to the casual viewer, but it's important for me to note out. I have added in a filter drawer to my Hyperstar imaging train, so that's going to allow me to use filters. I've swapped over to a monochrome version of the 294 sensor. So now I'm able to not only shoot in black and white, but this camera also has the ability to unlock the 1x binning mode, which gives me much smaller pixels, which is actually the perfect pixel resolution for this telescope at about 1.2 arc seconds per pixel. And finally, I started buying my first set of filters. I have an RGB set right here of 2-inch filters that go right into the filter drawer right here. I have filter slides downstairs that I'm going to install these into, and I'm going to finally start being able to shoot color images with my monochrome sensor. I do have the 294 MC Pro downstairs, which is a RGB sensor, so I don't really need to be using these, but I really want to be able to shoot monochrome instead of having to shoot a one-shot color, because you get significantly better signal to noise ratio with a broadband filter set on a monochrome sensor in comparison to an RGB one-shot color camera. It has to do with how they make the pixels and they filter them out, but it is much better to be using these filters with a monochrome camera in comparison to a one-shot color camera. And so I'm really excited about getting these changes here on my telescope rolling so I can really start publishing my photos and showing them out to people, because everything right now I've taken is either really crappy with the one-shot color, or it's black and white and it looks fantastic. And so I'm going to hopefully have all my black and white stuff transformed into color with this filter set. Some keen viewers might have noticed this telescope in the background of some of my videos as well. This is actually another member of Battle Point Astronomical Association, and this is his personal Red Cat 71 setup with a ASI 1600 GT back here with the monochrome sensor, and it has the ZWO 7 nanometer 1.25 inch filters in here. Actually, I think they're 31 millimeter unmounted filters. But anyways, and then he's also running a mini PC with a guide scope here, all ZWO and William Optics. Everything's red, so it looks very nice. This is his personal setup, and he's starting to take some amazing images, and that's actually what we've been using for our image processing competitions. So lately we've been having all of our members take the same set of data, and they're going through and all processing it together. Everyone's teaching each other how to do the process from A to Z, and a lot of people are finally learning how to use PixInsight and Serial, and I myself am finally going to get to learn how to use it too. So that's it. This spring our goals are to really get the telescopes dialed in, our planetarium really working, and the rest of the shop, server room, and eventually this room looking really fresh, new, and remodeled. We've got a lot of work to do, but you guys are going to stick around for all of it if you're subscribed to my channel. If you liked today's video, leave a like. Please leave a comment if you feel so inclined, and if you're not subscribed already, make sure you are. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.